Hello everyone, this is Moshe, the Electric Israeli, with another video. If you're new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Thank you to all of my supporters. Follow me on X. And if you're in the market to buy a new Tesla, please use my referral code. It is at the bottom of this video. I want to tell you, and if it sounds like I'm bragging, it's because I am. I really have tremendous experience in driving hundreds of thousands of miles in electric cars. It was my first electric car was a Nissan Leaf. My second one is a plug-in hybrid, the Chevy Volt, which I still own. My son has it, and since 2016, and Tesla since 2018. And I have to tell you, I have to say, one of the things that Tesla does, not only efficiency, drag coefficient, and all that, it's really trying to give you the best information regarding the range and what you anticipate to have a range and all that, and charging tips and all that. So there was a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, that has exactly the factors that predicting the actual range. And Tesla always does it. Today with the percentage, I give you a tip. When I take long trip from my beginning destination to the supercharger and then the next supercharger, my rule of thumb is that I always charge to 100 miles more than I need. So if my next destination is 150 miles away, I charge to 250. If it's 200, 300, and then I never ever worry about range anxiety. Having said that, here are some tips and factors. First of all, wind and speed. Wind speed and directions. So headwinds will give you less. This is all makes sense for gasoline cars as well. So headwind will give you less range, and tailwind will give you more range. Elevation is one of the top, not the top one. I'll tell you the top one in a minute. Not the top one, but elevation and grade. Going down, you'll regain a lot of miles. Tesla does a great job in regeneration, and going up, you will spend it and then some. Traffic speed, I tell you, I got to understand that when I was in Israel, driving a Tesla a few times. Israel is a hot place, and driving a hot place, excuse me, stop and go really give you understanding of how much range it takes. Average acceleration and deceleration. Now, if you do what I do, 100 miles more than you need for the destination, I don't even think about acceleration and deceleration. I punch it, I drive normally like I would. I don't drive crazy, but the deceleration acceleration and deceleration, like those G-force style of driving, can affect your range, absolutely. Ambient temperature, obviously, the environment that you live with. Humidity and pressure. Humidity is a big one. And the pressure of the humidity and the weather. By the way, the weather is number one. It's number 1, 2, and 3 having to do with range. I'm going to tell you something at the end, how Tesla did a great job in the last few years. What else we got? Battery. Okay, that's good. Battery, initial battery percentage. You want to preheat. You want to preheat your car, and you want your car to be charged. That's very important. Very important that the car is charged, and very important that it's preconditioned. Tesla does it. You can schedule it. I do that every day. I have it scheduled Monday to Friday. And the battery range, it's always good for acceleration, performance of the battery, and for regeneration. It's very important. So the initial battery temperature, it's very important for the rest of the trip. Gross combined vehicle weight. Of course, listen, if you drive by yourself, there's less weight. If you're 5 people in the car and cargo and a spare tire and all that, that's of course going to have a tremendous effect on your range. Rolling resistance, it's very interesting. Make sure your tires are pumped the right way. Okay, you have the good air pressure. Make sure they are crossed. I always do tire rotation, and make sure the threads are good. In other words, tire is the only thing that touches the wheel, the road. So you really want to have a good tire and well balanced tire. Aerodynamic. Okay, aerodynamic has to do with the car, and Tesla and Hyundai Ioniq and Lucid, which I also drove, are the top in aerodynamic. They're very, very, very efficient in terms of cutting through the air. Now, the HVAC consumption, obviously, if you feel a little bit anxious about if you make it to a destination, you can just put the seat warmers if it's the winter. In the winter, the range is affected tremendously. So HVAC takes a lot of range. So that's why I always say I always overcharge to my next destination. Obviously, anything you put on top, like a roof rack, that is a range murderer. Bike rack in the back, less, but it takes a lot. And like I said before, battery precondition is very important. Now, I have to tell you that I think today all the electric cars have the heat pump. Heat pump have saved so much. Give you one example and we'll end. When my 2018 Tesla Model 3 did not have a heat pump, where I live, it's really cold, gets really cold. I lost between 30 to sometimes 50% of the range because of the cold weather. Now with the heat pump, which basically circumvent the battery, it's been tremendous. It's been tremendous. It's still, cold weather has tremendous effect on range, but with the heat pump is much, much better. Hopefully these tips were good for you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you the next time.